How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a list of 20 Genshin Impact myths, and we're going to go through them all, and we're going to see whether we can confirm or bust these myths. And myth number one is Xiao cannot take any damage from anywhere in Teyvat while plunging. And I want to test this out at a few places. So let's float out here in the middle of nowhere, nothingness, and then we're going to do a dive bomb. And see, will Xiao take any fall damage from his plunging attack? No, and that was pretty high up. He took 0 fall damage, but it's not confirmed yet. I have an idea. All right, as far as I know, the nail in Dragonspine is the highest point in the entire game. So we're gonna do a plunge attack with Xiao and see if he takes any damage from this plunge attack from basically 10 miles up. We're gonna send him out here in the middle of nowhere, and then we're gonna do a giant plunge attack. Xiao plunge attack into the darkness. Will he take any damage? 0 damage on Xiao from his plunge attacks. So basically you can do a plunge attack from anywhere in Teyvat with Xiao, and he will not take any fall damage. So that myth is confirmed. The next myth is you can take damage when you plunge on Lisa's library stairs. So let's head over to Mondstadt. This one's kind of weird, so I don't know how this one is going to work. So do you mean like if I jump from here and then do a plunge attack, I'll take damage? Is that what you're trying to say? No damage there.
Nope.
No damage on that one. No. Can I float over and do it? Let me try it one more time like this. Still not working. Jump on the railing and plunge. Okay, I have tried this a dozen times from many different angles, trying to land on her stone stairs, trying to land on the wooden stairs, and it does not work. Okay, that was weird. She got caught in a bug though. Does that count? Let me see if I can do it again. Okay, it's really super tricky and specific. It's not really her stairs. Okay, there. It's not really her, well, it is her stairs, but for some reason, it has to be like to a post, and you can't do it from high up. Like if I come up here and I try it, it doesn't work. So if I come up here and I land on the post, it does not work. You have to kind of do it from here. Is it confirmed though? I mean, I would say kind of sort of confirmed, because I mean, like, it's really super specific. Like, you can take damage from her stairs, but you literally have to get it in the exact spot to do it. There she is, and she's dead. Confirmed? Yeah, I guess. But like I said, it's very specific. The next myth is Archon's hair glows when they use their burst. All right, let's trigger Raiden's burst here and see. It does glow down here on the bottom. You guys see that? Right down on the bottom, it glows. Future Professor Beard here. For some reason, I was dumb during my live stream and forgot to include Zhongli. But I wanted to show you that his hair actually does glow if you use his burst. If you look at the bottom of his ponytail, it glows like an orangey color. Also, please don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And back to the video. Now, what about Furina? Does her hair glow when you do a burst? Now, remember in story, spoiler alert, okay, spoilers, she's not an Archon. So when you use her burst, does her hair glow? No, her hair does not glow. That is interesting. Does Venti's hair glow when you use his burst?
Think you can get away?
It does. I see it in his animation right there on the pigtails. It glows very shortly. All right, let's check out Nahida's and see if her, she's so cute. See if her hair glows if you use her burst.
The Temple of Wisdom.
All right, her burst is going on. Is her hair glowing? The leaf does. Is that leaf in her hair always glowing? The tip of her ponytail glows. The very bottom of her ponytail glows as well. So the leaf and the very bottom of her ponytail glows. Okay. So when Furina has short hair, her hair does not glow when you use her burst. When she's wearing her white outfit and in her long hair form, we're gonna see if her hair glows if you use her burst. Ready? While she's sitting on the bubble, sure. It does not glow. Furina's hair is the only one out of the quote unquote Archons whose hair does not glow when you use their burst. But we have to remember in the story, spoilers, again, she is not the Archon anymore. So Archon's hair glows when they use their birth. Technically, it is confirmed because Furina technically is not an Archon anymore. Next one is you can take a boat from near Rito to the unmarked Mondstadt Island quicker than gliding off of Star Snatch Cliff. All right, we're gonna eat some food just to make sure we can get to the island first. Clock starts now. Let's see. A minute 31 to glide from Star Snatch Cliff over to the unmarked island in Mondstadt. Now let's head over to Rito and take a boat and see if it takes longer or less time. Ready, set, go. All right, I'm stopping. That's a minute 31. There is no way possible that a boat from Rito is gonna get to the unmarked island in Mondstadt faster than it does gliding from Star Snatch Cliff. There's no way. That is impossible. No way. It didn't even make it to the Spiral Abyss Island. That myth is busted, busted, busted. 1 bajillion% busted. There's no way. Impossible. Next one. You can still hear crying at the fountain in Fontaine after completing Act 5 of the Fontaine Archon quest. First of all, let me turn up the voice dialogue, the dialogue volume. All right, let me turn down the music volume. Let me turn down the sound effects volume. Can you hear Furina crying while under the fountain in Fontaine after Fontaine Archon quest Act 5?
A few moments later.
All right, I haven't heard her yet. So what happens if I turn off the dialogue, turn up the sound effects? How long do you have to wait to hear?
3 days later.
All right, so during the day, you cannot hear any more crying after the Fontaine Act 5 Archon quest. So let me fast forward it to nighttime and we'll do both again. I'll turn up the sound of, this is the sound effects volume, and then we'll do the voice volume and see if we can hear anything. All right, so this is just with the sound effects volume going. Can you still hear any crying at the fountain in Fontaine after the Fontaine Act 5 Archon quest? All right, it's been about a minute or so and we still haven't heard anything with just the sound effects volume. All right, so this is just with the dialogue volume cranked all the way up. All right, so we've been sitting here for about a minute at night and we haven't heard anything. No crying. That myth is busted. You cannot hear any more crying at the fountain in Fontaine after Fontaine Act 5. The crying does not exist anymore. Next myth, there's Arthur and a sword in a stone right outside Mondstadt that is there only in the daytime. Wait, what? All right, so we're over here in Mondstadt during the day. Let me see if I can find this Arthur and a stone. Oh, it's a kid, Arthur. Oh, there is. Okay, there's not a stone, but there's a sword. There's no like sword in the stone or whatever, you know, like the famous book and all that stuff. But there is an Arthur out here. What does he have to say? What are you doing coming over here? I don't need your help. Oh, what is he gonna say? What is that you're doing? I'm trying to pull the sword out. Don't you get any ideas? I found it first. Armed with this sword, I'd probably be allowed to go on adventures with mommy and daddy, and I could join the Adventurers Guild. So there actually is an Arthur and a sword in the ground. Okay, I guess like you can consider like rocks underneath of it. That myth is confirmed. Go and check it out for yourself. Okay, and just to check at night, Arthur is not here at night. The sword is here, but Arthur is not. But he's a kid, right? You gotta go home at some point. Like kids can't be out at like 2 in the morning. So next myth, Raiden Shogun cannot cook anywhere in Teyvat. All right, so here she is over here by Good Hunter. Can I select Raiden Shogun from the list of characters? Right below the chat, you can literally see Raiden Shogun. This character cannot cook. I'm gonna go and check a few other places to see if it says the same exact thing. All right, let's check this campfire out here by Lynn. This is right outside of Mondstadt. Let's see. Can she cook out here? No, it still says this character cannot cook. Can she cook at Wangshu Inn? No, this character cannot cook. All right, can she cook over here in Inazuma? No, she cannot cook in Inazuma. Can Raiden cook here in Sumeru? This character cannot cook. She cannot cook here in Sumeru. Can she cook in Fontaine, Raiden Shogun? No, this character cannot cook. So the myth that Raiden Shogun cannot cook anywhere in Teyvat is confirmed. She cannot cook anywhere at any time in Teyvat. But I guess if you're a puppet, you don't really have to eat. You can fly from the nail in Dragonspine to Sumeru. What would be considered Sumeru? So we're gonna go for a low point in Sumeru, and we're gonna see if we can make it all the way from the nail in Dragonspine to this point here. I think it's gonna be pretty impossible without food. Maybe with food. So we're gonna go ahead and consume some food and see. We've got some food in us. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was not a good jump and a glide. We're out of Dragonspine. There's just no way. How far can she get? If I eat more stamina food that raises her stamina up or restores some of my stamina, how far can she get? Here, I'll eat another one of those. You're definitely not going to get to Sumeru. It looks like you're going to get to the other side of Leo. I can see Sumeru. Like I can see the greenery. I'm going to let her go until she falls. Are you going to go into the water? Okay, this is where she ended up, because if you drown, it sends you back to where you were. She was not even close. Not even close. Not even halfway. She might have made it a third of the way, but she didn't even get halfway. Myth busted. You cannot fly from the nail in Dragonspine all the way to Sumeru. There's no way to get there. Impossible, impossible. Even with food, no way. Next myth. You can see Traveler's face out of the windows in Jean's office. What? All right, we're in Jean's office here. Can see Traveler's face? No, I don't see Traveler's face. Are they talking about these windows? I see nothing other than Mondstadt out these windows. Maybe it's at night. All right, now we're here at night. I still don't see anything. Do I have to like be on her table maybe? No, can't see anything. No, there is no reflection of Traveler or nothing outside of these windows. You can see Traveler's face out the windows in Jean's office. Myth busted, I guess, because I don't see anything other than Mondstadt. So myth busted. Next myth. Children characters swim faster than adult characters in Fontaine. So we're going to use Traveler. We'll swim from this teleport waypoint to the other teleport waypoint. We'll time it, and then we'll switch to Nahida, and we'll come back and we'll time that, and we'll see which one is faster. Ready, set, go. And stop. 27 seconds. So it took Traveler 27 seconds to get from this waypoint, or from the other waypoint to this waypoint. So Nahida's turn now. Can Nahida swim faster than Traveler? 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. So 28 seconds. So they swim at the same exact speed. So no, child characters cannot swim faster than adult characters in Fontaine. That myth is busted. For me, it feels faster with Nahida, even though it's not. Next myth. Furina can run on the water all the way to Inazuma. Oh, this will be a good one. All right, so we're over here at Gunyun Stone Forest, and we're going to see if Furina can run all the way from Gunyun Stone Forest using her skill and get all the way to Inazuma to Byakko Plain here. So let's give it a go and see what happens. Can she make it all the way to Inazuma? You just got to make sure to keep hitting her skill once her cooldown ends. Literally Jesus. Okay, we're about halfway there.
One eternity later.
Okay, after an ungodly amount of time, that took way too long. Furina has finally set foot on the beaches of Inazuma. So can Furina run all the way to Inazuma from Liyue? Yes, she can. That myth is confirmed, but it has to be after the Inazuma quest when you get rid of like the whole, barrier that's blocking Inazuma. But yes, she can do it. It takes a long time to get there, but she can do it as long as you're keeping an eye on her cooldown for her skill and spamming it. You can run all the way from Liyue to Inazuma with Furina. Next myth, you can charge the parametric transformer by placing it near electro crystals. All right, I'm gonna put it as close as I can then. I'm gonna put it as close as I can. It does! You don't have to do anything. Myth confirmed. Myth confirmed. You can use electro crystals to charge the parametric transformer as long as you put the parametric transformer next to, like pretty much on top of, an electro crystal. Myth confirmed. I was not expecting that at all. Next myth. You can skip the time cooldown by hitting escape. Are you meaning like if I go into the menu and I do this and I like do this and then this goes through? What if I hit escape right here? Is this what you're talking about? No, you cannot skip the time cooldown by hitting escape. Is this? I think this is what it's talking about. Because I'm mashing escape. There's no way. It does not work. Myth busted. If that's what it's meaning, you literally have to sit through the time. Next myth. Here we go. Plunging restores your stamina. What if I run, use up a majority of my stamina, jump off the cliff, use up the rest of my stamina, fall, plunge, and see if my stamina restores while I'm plunging. So let me use up most of my stamina here. We'll glide off of this cliff, let my stamina run out, and then plunge and see if it restores my stamina as I'm plunging. So as soon as her stamina depletes, I'm gonna plunge. It does, it restores stamina. After getting rid of all of your stamina, after your stamina is depleting, if you plunge, your stamina does charge back up during your plunge. Plunging restores your stamina? That myth is confirmed. Next myth, you can endlessly sprint as long as you have a dead character in your team after opening the menu to revive them. Okay, so we gotta kill somebody. Bennett is unlucky, so we're just gonna...
Just my...
Sorry, Bennett, sorry. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I am going to sprint until my stamina runs out or gets close to running out, like as far as I can get it. And then I'm gonna hit Bennett's character button, so 2, so that the menu pops up to revive him, to like use a food to revive him. And we're gonna see if Traveler continues to sprint after opening that menu. Does that make sense? All right, sprint, 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 almost at 0, and... No, he stops. Let me try it one more time. Traveler stopped after sprinting. He is not sprinting, but he is running. So no, you cannot endlessly sprint after opening the menu. But if I take my hands off the keyboard, he is running. Let me try something else. If I'm sprinting, open Bennett, he's still sprinting. My hands are off of the keyboard. Okay, his stamina runs all the way out. His stamina does run. You cannot endlessly sprint, but you can endlessly run with your hands off the keyboard. You don't even have to be pushing anything. I could like go use the bathroom while he's running if I wanted to. The myth that you can endlessly sprint as long as you have a dead character in your team after opening the menu to revive them, that myth is busted. You cannot endlessly sprint. You can run, but you cannot endlessly sprint. How far can he go without me doing anything? He stopped as soon as he got to water. Next myth. You can get to Catherine from the teleport waypoint the fastest in Fontaine. Okay, how am I supposed to test that? I feel like that one's pretty obvious because I know the distance on the Inazuma one's pretty long. So to get to Catherine in Inazuma, it takes a while to get to her. It probably takes a good 7 seconds. So the one in Leeway, in order to get to Catherine, it takes a good 10 seconds to do. That takes a while. The one in Mondstadt is a little fast, probably about the same as Inazuma. You know, you can glide to her at least. So it's about the same time as Inazuma, I would assume. So now we're in Sumeru's, right? From the teleport waypoint to Catherine, takes about 4 seconds to get to her. That's probably the second shortest. And then literally she's right across the street in Fontaine. She's right here. So it's not even close that you can get to Catherine from the teleport waypoint the fastest in Fontaine. That myth is confirmed. You can get to Catherine the fastest from the teleport waypoint in Fontaine. True. Facts. Next myth. You can remove sheer cold by going into a character trial. Wait, what? We're gonna get the sheer cold as far as we can, you know, the highest it'll go, and then we're gonna jump into a character trial and it'll remove the sheer cold. All right, so we're letting sheer cold build up on Dragonspine, and then we're gonna jump into a character trial and see what happens to the sheer cold, and then we'll leave out of the character trial. It'll put us back here on Dragonspine and see if the sheer cold is completely gone. Sheer cold is maxed out. We're gonna jump into a character trial. Sheer cold is still there, but if I exit out of the character trial, is the sheer cold still there when we get back on Dragonspine? The sheer cold is still there when you go back to Dragonspine. I'm gonna try it one more time just to make sure that I'm doing this right. So we have sheer cold building up. It's maxed out. I'm gonna jump into Chiori's trial. Sheer cold is still there. It goes down because we're not on Dragonspine, but does it like get rid of it completely if you go back to Dragonspine from the character trial? It does not. You can't remove it completely, but it'll go down. But if you come back to Dragonspine, it does not completely go away. It just builds right back up. So like if you wanted to get out of the sheer cold immediately, instead of teleporting away from Dragonspine, you can go into the character trial and just wait, and then it can go down if you don't want to leave Dragonspine, or you can't find anywhere to like warm yourself up, I guess, in Dragonspine, or you don't have Dia. And then the sheer cold can dissipate in the trial and then go back out. So sheer cold's gone and then go back out to Dragonspine. I mean, it's gone, but it'll build right back up. So if you want to escape the sheer cold, like if you're in a panic and you need to get out of the sheer cold, you can go into a character trial, it'll dissipate, and then you can come back to Dragonspine. If you don't want to teleport from Dragonspine, you can remove sheer cold by going into a character trial. That myth is confirmed. That's confirmed. Next myth. The flower pots in Mondstadt are not in alignment. What flower pots are we talking about here? Are we talking about these? Are we talking about these? They're not. Look at that. Wait, are my eyes playing tricks on me right now? No, which ones are off center? It's driving me crazy. How does that work? Good Lord. Even these are off. So like this one here is in the middle, and then this one here is to the right. You can see like the spacing between, so like the lines of bricks. So like the lines of bricks, it's more narrow on the right side than it is on the left. The left side is a little bit wider, and this one's like right dead in the middle. Oh, that's going to trigger. I'm not going to be able to unsee that now. That's going to trigger my OCD so bad. So the flower pot here on the end is out of alignment. Oh, I'm never going to unsee that. I don't want to come back to Mondstadt because it's going to just, every time I go over here to see Catherine, I'm going to see this pot and I'm like, I just want to move that. I just want to move it. So the flower pots at Mondstadt are not in alignment. That myth is confirmed. They are not in alignment. Next myth, no character can enter Klee's solitary confinement except for Jean. So you're saying that Jean can get into Klee's solitary confinement? So here's Klee's solitary confinement. Zhongli cannot go in. Zhongli cannot go in. What if we talk to Wood? Wood, let me in. Klee's private property. Every time she's locked in there, you can hear some crackling noises like she's researching new explosives. You know she is. All right, so you will not let us in as Zhongli. Now can Jean go in? So now we're here with Jean. Let's see. All right, I can't open the door. It's literally the same. And he's telling her that she's an outsider. So remember how normally, like if you're in a dialogue, like if you trigger a dialogue, it switches to Traveler. This does not switch to Traveler. This stays with the character, but he doesn't recognize her as Jean and doesn't let her in, it looks like. And the dialogue is completely the same. No character can enter Klee's solitary confinement except for Jean. That myth is busted. Not even Jean. He doesn't even recognize geyser as Jean to let her in. Venti's ultimate works on underwater enemies. How am I supposed to do that? Oh, I have an idea. Obviously, we cannot use skills and bursts underwater. So what I'm going to try to do is I am going to see if I can draw some enemies from underwater close to the beach, and then me standing on the beach use the ultimate to see if it has an effect on the enemies in the water. So I need to find a couple of things that will chase me. Follow mommy Raiden here. All right, and then I'm gonna get up here on the beach and see if Venti's burst will have any effect on these animals in the water. If I can even get them up here, will they follow me? Can I stand on this rock? Oh, here we go. No, Venti.
Time for takeoff.
Okay, you can use Venti's burst on underwater enemies if he is out of the water and you bring him to the beach, but they literally just disappeared. They just said nope and just nope the hell out of there. They disappeared. They don't even exist anymore. Venti's ultimate works on underwater enemies. It can be done. So that's confirmed. If you have any ideas, leave a comment below letting me know if you have any other myths that you'd like to, for me to try out. I'll make another video on all that stuff. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.